the 5 things that I learned after being on YouTube for 1 year. Hey, how's it going? It's Ryan. So it's been about a year since I started putting these videos together. I learned a lot of things along the way, and I'm here to share them with you. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Nonetheless, it's all part of the journey. Before I get into it, let's get out of here. So I went into this thinking that I was gonna be able to put together 1 video per week, and I was wrong. Editing takes way longer than you probably think. So how many did I produce in total? 24, including this video. 24 long form videos. I also published 50 YouTube shorts, 50. They're a lot easier to put together, especially if you hack up other content that you made for other people's channels. Like I go on podcasts and stuff all the time. It was really easy when I had editors to just give them that content, say, hey, chop it up. What else happened? For the first few months, I edited all my own content, and it's super time consuming. You know, if you want to make the videos really stand out and edit them yourself, you're looking at like about an hour of editing time for each minute of video. So a 10-minute video with lots of editing, this is gonna be about 10 hours worth of editing. I don't know, it's a lot of time. So after, I think around December, I wound up getting a team to edit for me. Actually, it was Triple Whale. And construction going on. Triple Whale, the SaaS platform for attribution, was generous enough to edit my videos for me. And that saved me a ton of time. So they edited my content for probably up until about 2-3 months ago. And then you'll notice that my videos kind of fell off a little bit. And that's because I didn't have anybody editing. I don't have the time to do a tremendous amount of editing. Luckily, I think I found somebody new to edit for me. And it's funny is I actually had found another guy, and he had a great portfolio, and I got him all set up on Discord. We were gonna get the ball rolling, and he told me he would deliver it in a week and ghosted me. That sucks. You spend all this time vetting these guys out, verifying that they're good at what they do, and they don't have the respect to tell you that they don't want to work with you anymore. So we're now moving on to some new editors that have a lot of experience, and they've worked with some pretty big names on YouTube. Either way, I'm super excited to start producing more content and having it edited by people who know what they're doing. So let's get into the 5 things that I learned after being on YouTube for 1 year. And since I'm in Canada, you know, I know you're expecting to see snow and not these beautiful sunny days. And since I don't want to disappoint and I want to make sure I meet your expectations, I thought I'd come to the only place in my neighborhood that I could find snow. That's it. The only snow in British Columbia in May. All right, before I jump into these 5 things that I've learned from being on YouTube for a year, I thought I would cover some more stats. I even made a page full of them just for this. So after 1 year, how many subscribers did I hit? 100? 500? 700? Nope. I was expecting to be a little bit bigger by now, but apparently less than 10% of people who start YouTube channels ever get to this number. And as of today, which is 1 day before you're probably seeing this video, I'm at 1,106 subscribers. Yeah, it's enough to hit the monetized threshold. However, you also need 4,000 hours of public watch time on long form videos to qualify for monetization, and I fell a little short. So after 365 days, more construction, after 365 days of YouTube, I have 885 public watch hours on my long form videos, and the other way that you can qualify is by having 10 million YouTube short views. Fell a little short on that one too, with just 11,000 YouTube short views. And you're probably wondering, what was my most popular video? Well, my most popular video was a video that I actually produced in probably about 20 minutes total time. It was a complete Facebook Advantage Plus shopping campaigns tutorial. And as of today, which is 1 day before tomorrow, which is when this is publishing, we have 6,209 views and 187 hours of watch time. That video has both the most views and the most hours of watch time on the channel. In terms of shorts, the most popular video was I've got 99 problems but iOS 14.581, and it had this many views. All right, so if I have to distill everything I've learned in 1 year down to 5 things, these are them. So number one, Number one, when you start a video, make sure that you prove that you're gonna satisfy whatever you said in your thumbnail and your title to the user. You wanna make sure that you get into the video as quickly as you can. You don't need a long introduction, and you don't need to overproduce the entire video. If you're promising the user something, make sure that you start to deliver on that promise right away. Tying into that, it's very important that the first minute or so of your video has very strong production or is very strong at maintaining attention. You want people to buy into whatever it is you're going to sell them. Not necessarily sell them, but the information you want them to consume. And if you take a long time to get into it, chances are they're going to leave. Remember, people have short attention spans. If you want to make long form content, produce the first minute, throw in your text overlays and your quick cuts, but you don't have to do it for the whole thing. Item number 2, the first 2 days, your videos on YouTube are going to be the most important. YouTube's going to be putting your video higher up in search results. It's going to be putting it on the browse page, in the subscription feed for people that are subscribed to your channel, as well as starting to recommend it on other channels. If your CTR on your thumbnail is not high enough to draw people in, and the watch time on the video is lower than what else is being listed, YouTube is going to deprioritize it. YouTube wants to hook people in and have them spend as much time on the site as possible. So making sure your click-through rate is high. If my click-through rate's not 8%, I am almost 100% sure that YouTube is barely going to share my videos with people. Just there's too much competition in the e-commerce space, and it just doesn't make the cut. And after making 24 videos now, I've noticed that the bulk of my watch time hours and a considerable amount of my views come from the videos that are longer. The stuff that's 5-7 minutes, people leave after a minute. It doesn't really produce that much watch time, especially if I don't nail the thumbnail and the title and get a bunch of traffic from YouTube. By creating long form content, you make it much easier for the people who are interested in your content to consume more of it, giving you more watch time, pushing you closer to monetization if that is your goal. Another huge trick that I've learned, partially thanks to Daryl Eves, as well as just kind of messing around inside the YouTube community, is finding a few people who have similar channels to you, that have similar size channels to you, and are willing to share each other's videos in your community tab on YouTube. This is like super important because you want people on YouTube who natively consume YouTube to consume your videos. Sending traffic from elsewhere is great for building your watch time or generating revenue, but you want YouTube's algorithm to share your content with people on YouTube who consume YouTube all day long. And the best way to do that is to get native YouTubers to watch your videos. And I simply do that by working with a couple other people that have similar channels, and we periodically share each other's videos on our YouTube community tab. And the last thing is be consistent. And part of being consistent is being consistent at a high level. And what I mean by that is the content you create needs to be quality. If people don't stick around and watch your content and it's not within the same content theme of your channel, it's gonna do more harm than it is good. So if you can't publish weekly, like I thought I could, publish monthly. If you can't publish monthly, publish every second month. But whatever you do, be consistent and just make sure that your content is very engaging, your thumbnails are very high quality, and your title of your video delivers on the promise that you use to get the person to click. One mistake I made was, I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but I spent a bunch of my own money building a studio in my basement. And to be perfectly honest, most of the videos that I shot in the studio have performed the worst on my entire channel. So anybody who thinks that they need a bunch of high-end equipment, high-end mirrorless cameras and lighting and all sorts of stuff to get started, you don't. I'm literally filming this right now with no microphone, and I'm using an iPhone 14 Pro and a Joby or Gorilla, I don't know, one of those handheld tripods. That's all you need. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna be publishing much more frequently in the near future, and the editing should be much higher quality. Hope you like it. See you in the next one.